What's up, everybody? I'm Michael Allen, and this is the Movie Minute. This episode of the Movie Minute, we are talking about Alejandro Monteverde's follow-up to Sound of Freedom, Cabrini. And this one was surprising. So let's check it out. All right, let's talk about Cabrini. So this is from the same guy who wrote and directed Sound of Freedom, Alejandro Monteverde. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but Sound of Freedom was probably one of the most surprising hits last year that kind of surprised everybody. And I think I'm just shocked that he followed up Sound of Freedom with a better movie. So the film is essentially about Francesca Cabrini, who is known in the Catholic world as the patron saint of immigrants. She was an Italian who immigrated to the US in the late 1800s, basically because she felt a call from God to help children, and she wanted to go to China, but the powers that be at the time, the leadership in the Catholic Church, did not think she would succeed there. So the film is all about these obstacles that are laid before Francesca, and she has so many things that she has to overcome. She has to overcome sickness. She has to overcome just so many men in power who are kind of telling her she can't do what she feels called to do, or that she's going to fail. And so they keep kind of guiding her different places, and it leads her to New York, where she sees the slums of the Italian immigrants in the 5 Points, and she really feels this calling and this heart to help the impoverished of New York. So let's talk about a few of the things that I liked. This, hands down, is the most beautifully shot faith-based film I've ever seen. It's one of the best shot films I've seen in the past couple of years. The cinematography on this film is absolutely gorgeous. There are so many amazing shots. The lighting and the atmosphere and the temperature are all hitting the right notes. The production design was incredible too. I'd be really interested to check the budget on a film like this, because they really portrayed like New York during the late 1800s really, really well. Like all of the elements, the costuming, the props, the landscapes, the locations, everything looked extremely authentic. And a lot of the film happens in Italy as well, and even scenes in the Vatican, and that all looked very high quality and legit as well. I did not call into question at all whether they were at the Vatican or not. It definitely felt like they were there. Cristiana Del Anna, she is the lead role. She plays Francesca Cabrini. She is incredible. She's an Italian actress, and I mean, this is an Oscar-worthy performance. She deserves to be nominated for this role. The way she delivers these really intense emotional scenes, as well as her power. She brought a lot of power to the screen that was it was just awesome. Like, she really embodied who this woman was. You go and read about Saint Cabrini, and Delana really captured this woman's essence, because this woman was a force. She started all of these healthcare facilities in the early 1900s. She truly did some incredible things in the face of intense opposition and people opposed to her simply because she was a female immigrant. So let's talk about a few things that I didn't like. So Monteverde actually also wrote this film, just like he wrote Sound of Freedom. And I will say there are some things in the writing that just aren't the greatest. Like, there's a few lines throughout the movie and a couple scenes where the writing feels a bit clunky, feels a little cheesy, not big, but just a little bit. And so it definitely like made me kind of catch myself a couple times where I was like, oh, that wasn't really the best moment or scene. It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen a few times. I think the only other thing about this film that I didn't like was it was really long. The film's standing at 2 hours and 20 minutes long. Um, and there definitely is a little bit of like bloatedness in Act Two. When you have a film that's passing a long period of time, it does get difficult in compressing it and making it feel good. Like and making audiences really feel like time is passing in the right way, like the weight of that time. And this film struggled with that, with like which a lot of films struggle with that when you're dealing with long passes of time. So let's talk about ratings and badge. This was a solid 9 for me in entertainment. 9 out of 10. I was totally dialed in and I saw this movie late, okay? And I was fully committed the entire time because her performance was that captivating and the cinematography was that beautiful paired with the sound. It just really worked. From a critic standpoint as well, this film is very good on a lot of levels. I do think the writing brings it down just a tad. I would give it an 8 out of 10 probably for critics rating. So averaged out though, 8.5 out of 10 for me for Cabrini, which was shocking. Again, I'm very shocked at this score. So from a badge standpoint, I personally give this a popcorn bucket. I loved it. I think if you like biopics and you like emotional dramas, you're going to love this film. This feels like an Oscar contender. The Oscars just happened. This feels like a movie that should have come out in like November, December, that would have gotten buzz going around Del Anna and her performance. At the end of the day, Cabrini is absolutely worth your time. It was shockingly better than Sound of Freedom, I think, from a quality standpoint. And it just was captivating and it made me want to know more about Francesca Cabrini. And that's the goal of films like this. If you like this review, hit that like button. Would love for you to subscribe. I'm so close to 500. Would love for you to join this community with me. And until next time, everybody, peace out.